so, since the baseball season just wrapped up, a way that you can kind of maintain what you may have lost through the season and then hopefully start gaining some stuff is going to be checking in with the cervical neck. So first thing we're going to do is tuck that chin down towards the chest. And then we're going to start rotating the nose and chin over to the right shoulder, and we're trying not to let this shoulder follow along. So I'll freeze when I'm looking over that shoulder. I'm going to drop the ear behind the shoulder as I rotate that nose and chin up to the sky. I'll pause in extension, making sure I'm not cranking back in the neck. I'm going to bring the ear down to the left shoulder, rotating the nose to look over my left shoulder as I check in, making sure the right shoulder didn't move. I'm going to drag the chin across the collarbone, back to my starting point, and then I just reverse, staying nice and slow the whole time, trying not to move at all anywhere else in the body, really focusing on the cervical neck. So from here, I'm going to start noticing where I'm lacking in range of motion. So when I'm drawing over to either shoulder, I'm going to take note of when my shoulder wants to come along, and I'm just going to stop just shy of it. So here's a perfect time to start checking in to see where you might be lacking or lost a little bit of mobility from the season. So now that you just did some cervical cards to check in with the neck and see where you might be lacking in rotation, so either way here is what we're really going to look for. We're going to revisit that. So if you notice on one side you're missing a little bit more rotation than the other, or maybe you do it on both sides, but find the one that you're lacking in first. So we're going to just slowly, keeping the shoulders still, start rotating to that side that you're finding a little less rotation on. So for me, it's my left shoulder. Without letting the right shoulder move at all, I'm going to find my greatest expression of rotation towards my left shoulder. And I'm going to freeze when I get there. So without letting the right shoulder move, I'm going to slowly block in this position with my hand or an object. From here, again, without letting anything change in the body, I'm going to slowly start rotating my nose back towards my right shoulder as I resist myself with my hand, not letting any motion happen. If motion were going to happen, it would look like this. So I would just try to rotate towards. So I'm going to slowly start pressing into my hand as I find a nice expression that I can hold for a nice 10 seconds. Once you've held for 10 seconds, slowly release the contraction and then slowly try to peel a little away from your hand as you keep the right shoulder still. If you find you got a little extra rotation, block that in and repeat another set. After you've done that, go back in and do a few sets of cars to really just solidify that range that you might have regained. All right, so we checked in with our cervical neck, and now we're going to check rotation of our thoracic spine. So I find it easiest to grab a light medicine ball, maybe no more than 10 pounds if you're especially just starting. And that's just really going to give you a little bit of feedback. So what I like to do is grab around like I'm hugging a beach ball. I'm going to slowly start flexing or rounding over the ball, trying to stay right over my hips. And when I feel like I can't go further, I'm just going to start rotating the elbows over to the left without letting my hip bone move at all. And when I can't rotate anymore, I'm going to start dropping the shoulder down towards the ground as I make the right side of my body tall. I'm going to start moving up into extension as I come back to a more neutral spine. I'm going to drop the shoulder down to the right as I rotate the elbows to the right. I'll start flexing over the ball as I move back to the center. I'll pause when I get there, squeeze that ball, and then we just reverse our circle. Drag the elbows over, drop that shoulder as you get long through the spine. Finding extension, lateral flexion and rotation. And we'll find a little bit more flexion through the center, and you'll just repeat. And this is a good time for you to, again, start checking in to see where you may have lacked in rotation through the season. Maybe you started with more and now you've got a little less. This is a good way to check in and start regaining some of that range of motion back. Slow and controlled.